Welcome back, guys. It is day 11 on the Camino Portuguese, the coastal route, day 2 on the Variante Espiritual, and today the first couple of hours walking down the river, the Ruta de Piedra and Agua, are just worth the detour altogether. Let's go into the Camino Portuguese as a whole just to refresh you guys so that when you get there you know what to expect. These are all the caminos that you can do, all the different ones, not just the Camino Frances up here or the Norte as I did after the Portuguese, and here in this little corner is the Camino Ingles. When it comes to the Camino Portuguese, you have different options. The most popular one is the Camino Central, where you can start all the way down here in Faro or in Lisbon. I decided to start in Porto, just do the last 12 days. Why? Because I was doing 3 Caminos back to back. Decided to do the coastal one because I wanted to stay as close as possible to the ocean. That's why I picked the Litoral. Yesterday was the first day on the Variante Espiritual. I said goodbye to Ramona and Niels, and on I went. Really tough day. You have a really good climb ahead of you. 7 kilometers going up. Met new pilgrims friends. Dino, one of them. And today we woke up at 7 a.m. Actually at 6:30 a.m. You know, when you're in an albergue and people start waking up. So at 7 a.m. I was having breakfast in the cafeteria inside the albergue. I had one of those quick breakfasts that you get from a vending machine, café con leche from there, and like a energy bar. So here's today's stage. It's 23.6 kilometers. Let's call it 24. And as you can see in the elevation profile, you're going downhill at the beginning as you're walking by the river. There's just a little bit of a hill, which is not that bad at all. It's only 3 kilometers long, and you only gain about 50 meters, so you won't even notice it. We're gonna get to the ocean once again. We saw it last time yesterday, and today we're gonna stay at the city port of Vilanova de Arousa. So I had breakfast at the albergue at 7 a.m. and we were out the door, and right away we entered the Ruta de Piedra and de Agua. The highlight of the day, you cross over this little wooden bridge and all of a sudden you're thrusted out into another world altogether. I walked with Dino for the entire day. We made our way down the river. It was just an amazing walk. We talked about everything, you know, how it is getting to know each other. And just the atmosphere in this place was just amazing. You're walking under the canopy. You have those old school stone buildings that they seem to be abandoned. And you're going over down trees, branches. You see the occasional hiker coming the other way. Did not see any pilgrims on this stage. But it was just great walking down this path. Walk past a few rest stops. By the way, you don't have the yellow arrows here. You're pretty much following the Ruta de la Piedra. So just stick to the river. And after 2 hours, you're going to get to the end and you're going to start seeing the yellow arrows. Funny story is, this is a backstory behind the scenes. I was recording with all cameras here. I have my Canon, my 360 camera, and the Osmo, which is the one that I use for vlogging. But for some reason, on the Osmo, the focus was set to manual. So all the shots were completely out of focus, and I couldn't tell until much later down the line. So all the footage that you see on the vlog here are just from the 360 camera and from the Canon camera. So best day on the entire trip, and this had to happen, you know. But that's what happens. You have to adapt. At least I was prepared. At least I had a few cameras, and I'm always recording kind of like the same thing with all of them. That way I can sync them, and that way I have multiple shots of what I'm trying to capture here. By the way, as you can see, it's in 3D. I love Google Maps. When you have it in high-res 3D, you can tell that you're close to like a major town, because when you're like in between them out in the middle of nowhere, it tends to be flat. But here you can see it in great detail. I mean, look at that. Kind of looks like my drone shot already. And you can see what's coming up ahead. Cross over under this highway and made our way to this river crossing here, which was a little bit interesting to say the least. You know, the rocks were, the water was like going over the rocks about an inch, I would say. So just walking, you're splashing, and you know, you might fall down, which happened to me on the Camino del Norte by a beach, and it's not nice. You can actually get injured, so you have to do the crossing and be very careful. Also, I have all my electronic gear that if I fall in the river, I don't even want to go there. So crossed over and continue walking down. Saw a couple of cyclists pass me by. Also saw people with their dogs jogging in the area. And I asked them because I was getting hungry, hiker's hunger. So I asked them if there was a bar up ahead or something, and they told me yes by the roundabout. And just like that, when we got there, which happens to be the end of the ruta, there's a little place here where we could stop and get something to eat. There were all the pilgrims outside here also eating. I got a stamp. I got a second breakfast. We're here at 8:52 in the morning, so second breakfast here before moving on. You're still walking by the river after you cross here the highway, trailing it for a little bit. Continue on walking down, and I think down here, these are the fields where I was vlogging too. Those fields with yellow flowers that you get accustomed to seeing down the road. Took out the drone for the first time here by this bridge, and I got a couple of shots of me just walking by the path. And I saw this church in the distance, and I decided to do like a flyover, fly around it, and then come back. Not far from there, still following the river, we get to this peculiar place where I saw right next to Ponte do Padrinhos, this house on this corner. The wall was completely covered with the scallop shells. And right across the street is Capela de Santa Marta. Went in there trying to get a couple of shots, but the door was closed. It was already 11, 12 in the morning. Right here by this runabout, there's a gas station, and we stopped by just to get something to eat. Like I think it was like a Red Bull and a snack pretty much. Continue walking by the road, the main road, and not far down the line. Yeah, we leave it behind by this Cruzeiro. This is where we met another pilgrim and walked with him for a little bit right across the street from this church. Beautiful horreo over here on this corner. I don't know if you can make it out. But here's the shot anyways. Started to warm up. The sun was coming out, and it kind of felt like the beginning of the summer. It was getting close to May, and I was looking for not some sunscreen because I had sunscreen with me, but I needed kind of like a cream that I could put on my face when I got to the Albergue just to rehydrate it. And I did so when I got to this pharmacy in this corner. First, we stopped at this bar at 1 p.m. and had a burger for lunch. Not far from there, Dino went to this pharmacy because he was having problems with his feet, blisters. So I went there to translate for him, and I was talking to the pharmacist, and I told him what I needed, and he gave me a bag full of free samples. Overkill, but I gave them to some of the pilgrims at the Albergue today. From here, just walking through the city until we reached the sea at 2:17 in the afternoon. Flew the drone here. Actually got a shot of the drone going. Let's see if I can line it up. Just going through there, through the canopy, a little bit nerve-wracking. And also shots of the bridge over here, and me walking in the area. Not far from the town, you're walking by the beach. You're starting to see all the people out and about. There's a supermarket on this corner. You walk by a couple of campgrounds, couple of hotels. In the afternoon, we came here and got some beers. We wanted to see the sunset, but I'll come back to that. More beaches, and then we finally made it to the town. Beautiful, gorgeous town, and what better way to get to it than by crossing this bridge over here, this pedestrian bridge. Got some drone shots as well of the area. This is like the place tomorrow where the boat is gonna leave from, so just make a note of it. It's right at the entrance, right after you cross the bridge on the left hand side. This is kind of like a malecón. All these are hotels and restaurants, Came really quickly to an ATM that I found on Google Maps because I was running low on cash, and also for tomorrow's boat trip you had to pay cash, and I think it's like 19 euros, 19, 20 euros. So finally got to the Albergue at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is like a sports center. So on the second floor you get the Albergue in one corner. I got the stamp from the hospitalero, a lady that just kept talking to me non-stop. I guess I was the only guy that spoke Spanish in the group. We got a full house here. And immediately once I got in, I took a shower and I washed my clothes. They have a laundry mat in here. 3 euros to wash your clothes, 3 to dry them. So between 3 of us, we put all our clothes together in order to save some money. Immediately started transferring all the footage to my hard drive because it was taking me a long time to do so. Took me about 2 hours to do it using the File Hub Plus, which later on I completely discarded it in San Sebastián on the Camino del Norte. So a few days from now, I bought an actual hard drive where you can put the SD card in it and you transfer the footage super fast. I think it would take me about half an hour versus the 2 hours that I was on average that I was spending transferring the footage here. After that, decided to go out and explore the town a little bit. By the way, the tide here was low when I arrived, and the minute I came back, it was up. So some of the boats that were completely exposed were now floating, which is it's always an amazing sight to see that. We decided to go see the sunset at I think it's at 7 p.m. So I had to catch up with my friends because while I was transferring, they left. They told me they were by the beach. Which beach? I don't know. I had to find them, and they were not far away. So I met them in the nick of time because the minute I got there, I think like less than 5 minutes after that, the sunset happened at 6:50. We were here. One of the pilgrims had a guitar, was playing music. You know, the atmosphere was set. We were drinking beer, estrellas. And after that, we headed back to town, and we all went to this little restaurant here, Limón, where we had a full house. All the pilgrims were there. The beers kept flowing. I had a pincho, of all things, a huge pincho. I ate half of it, and the other half I took it with me for tomorrow for lunch or a snack. And then headed back to the Albergue after 10 p.m. And that's it, guys. That was day 2 on the Variante Espiritual. Easy day, not too long. Amazing views. Like I said before, that river walk is just worth the detour altogether. The hospitalero booked the boat ride for us tomorrow, so we had to be there at 8 o'clock sharp. Enough time for us to have breakfast and get on that boat. It's gonna be a very windy, cold morning, and you're out in the ocean in the boat. So it was quite something else, but it was well worth it. Tomorrow, by the way, I reach Santiago. Once I get to Padrón, I start walking, and I get there like around 4 p.m. and Ramona and Niels are waiting for me in the square. So see you on the next video.